Hello everyone, I hope you're fine. So today we're gonna be doing the question 5, the same paper, the rewrite. So it is now trigonometry. Now let's go to let's check the question together. They are saying without a single calculator, simplify the following expression to a single trigonometric ratio, meaning that we must solve this thing so that you can get what? It's either tan, cos, or sine. When they are saying trigonometric ratio, they are talking about those ones, right? So now let's start. I have what? 1 minus sine negative theta times cos what? 90 plus theta over what? Cos theta minus 360, right? So now let's simplify this thing now since I have the question. So it is the same as saying I have 1 minus what is sine negative theta? Remember the negative angles. This is the same as what? This is the same as what? It is the same as saying minus sine theta, step by step, times what? What is cos? Sorry, cos 90 plus theta, it is what? Negative sine theta. Don't forget your quadrants, guys. Over what now? I have cos theta minus 360. So this is the same as what? Cos theta. For you to know how we got this, you have to interchange your things and put the negative sign in front of the cos so that you can simplify your answer, because I don't want to waste time because we're in grade 12. So now we have what? A negative and a negative is a positive. So I have 1 plus sine theta minus times minus what? Sine theta over what? Cos theta. So this is the same as saying sine theta times negative sine theta. So I will have what? 1 minus sine squared theta over what? Cos theta. But remember from your proofs identities grade 11, 1 minus sine squared theta, it is the same as what? It is the same as what? It is the same as what? Cos squared theta. So my answer will be what? Cos squared theta over what? Cos theta. Now they are gonna divide and cancel, then my answer will be what? Cos theta. You see, that's how we simply kill it, right? So now let's go to the second question. So now it is saying, given that cos 20 is equals to p, without using a calculator, write each of the following in terms of p. So now before we go through the questions, now the first thing that you have to do now, you have to do this. You have what? Cos 20 degrees is equals to p. Now you have to do what? Construct your smaller nyana triangle. It is very important, right? So now I have my 90 there, and I have what? My theta, which is 20, because I was given. So now I want you to know this thing. So when they told you that you have p, remember what is cos? Cos is what? Adjacent over hype, right? So this thing, it is the same as saying p over 1. You see, and then where there's my adjacent, I know that I have what? P. Where there's my hypotenuse, I know that I have what? 1. So it is the same as what? P over 1. P over 1, it is the same as what? P. And then when you're gonna simplify, now we have to find what? This side. So it's gonna be what? R squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. So 1 squared is equals to p squared plus y squared. To find this one, I'm gonna do what? 1 minus p squared y squared. Then therefore I know that my y is equals to square root of 1 minus p squared. R squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. This is the Pythagoras theorem. I want my opposite side. How do I get it? I'm gonna put my one where there is r. The r is the hypotenuse side, the radius is equals to x squared. This is the x, the adjacent side, which represents x. So I have what? P squared plus y squared. Y squared, it is the one that I'm looking for. So it is gonna be what? 1 squared minus p squared. So I'm gonna take this p to the other side. It will be what? 1 minus p, 1 squared minus p squared, right? Then I'm gonna square root both sides. When I square root both sides, it's gonna be what? Y. It is equals to what? Square root of 1 minus p squared. It is not gonna be square root of 1 minus p. No, it's invalid. It will be still 1 minus p squared, because now you have what? A variable which is p. So you can't be busy trying to say 1 minus p. No. Now the first question, what is it saying now? It is saying cos 200, right? So now I hope you understood what I just explained. I have cos 200. Now for you to solve this thing, you are gonna have to use what? It's either your identities, your compound angles, or what you call double angles or special angles. But most of the time we use what? Special angles. And at the same time we do what? We add or subtract. We always include this 20. So now what will I have? Because this 20 must be always there, we must always include it so that you get our answer, right? So now check. You will say cos 180 plus 20. That's how you must do. 180 plus 20 gives what? 200. I have used what? A special angle, right? Which is one this one is a reduction angle, sorry. So you can also use what? Your reduction angle. So I have used my reduction angle plus that angle that was given there. You see? So it's either use a special angle and then or a reduction angle, but always include the angle that is given there. Don't just say maybe 160 minus, I don't know, Mara, when you're gonna simplify, it's gonna give you 20. No, you must always include the 20. So I have 180 plus theta. So 180 plus theta, it is where it is positive in the third quadrant, which is negative for cos. So I have negative cos 20. So which will be what? Let's go to my graph. I need to decide I have what? 1 minus p squared. It is what? Negative cos 20. Cos, it is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So I have my negative p over 1. So it is the same as negative p. You see? That's why I got it. So 5.2.2. They are saying what? Sine negative 70. So now you have to be careful there. We have what? Sine negative 70. At the same time, remember to add your thing. So now it's gonna be what? Sine. Let me make a bigger bracket there. So it is gonna be what? You are gonna have negative. Let me check. Oh, it is negative 70. So I can use 90 and 20. But since it is negative 70, I'm gonna say 20 minus 90. But now, since this one is a special angle or it's a reduction angle, it must always come in front because my theta, it is what? 20. So it is gonna be equals to sine, and then I do what? I bring this negative sign in front. So it's gonna be what? 90 minus 20. You see? That's why I simplify it. So that now I can now say theta 90 minus theta, you see? And then it's gonna be what? Negative sign. Now it comes outside. Negative sign what? 90 minus 20. So this negative was now came in front of sign. So it is what? 90 minus 20. Now since you have sine 90 minus theta, when you're gonna convert it, it's gonna be what? Cos 20, right? So it's gonna be minus cos 20, which is the same as what? Minus p at the same time. Right? It is the very same thing. You got the same answer. So now let's continue. Now let's go to the next one. It is saying what? Sine 10, right? So now let's go. I have my what? My number 3. Number C, 5.2.3, sine 10. So now since I have my 20 there, the special angle that is closer to 20, it is what? 30. So now what I will do, I will say what? Sine 30 minus 10. You see? That's what I'm gonna say. And then it's gonna be equals to. Now, since now it's a special angle, remember I was using the reduction angles all along. So now since this one is a special angle, I can't just say what you call man, I can't say sine 10. No, it's a special angle, so I'll have to do what? Expand using the compound angle rule. So it's gonna be what? Sine 30 cos 10 minus sine 30 cos 10. Remember your compound angles, right? Now Let's continue. Wait. What am I given? Shit. It must be 30 minus 20. I made a mistake. 30 minus 20, because 30 minus 20 is 10. And at the same time, I told you that you must get what? You must use the angle given. You see, I made a mistake. Sorry. So sine 20. So I have what? Sine 30 cos 20 minus sine 30 cos 20. Right? So don't mind this one now. So since I have that, I can simply do what? Say what? Simplify, because now already I have my triangle there. So now, since I have my sine 30 cos 20 sine 30 cos 20, so remember my triangle looks like this, and it's then I have 20 here, and I have what? P1 root 1 minus p squared. So now let's check what is your sine 30 from your knowledge from grade 10. Sine 30, it is half, guys. So now I'll have what? 1 over 2. What is cos 20? Remember from our graph, it was given that cos 20 it was equals to p. So times p. So minus what? Sine 30 half. What is cos 20? Now, let's be careful now. Let's make sure that we do everything step by step. So now let's continue. Okay, so now I can see where the thing is. You're gonna be confused now. I wonder what's wrong with me today. Sure. So let's start afresh. Sine 30 cos 20 minus cos what? Cos 20 sine 30. Because remember, these things are gonna interchange, right? Don't forget your compound angles. Yeah, sorry guys, just a small mistake. I don't know why today is like this. Maybe it's because I'm sick. So I have sine 30 cos 20 minus cos 30 sine 20. Mistakes happen, guys. Mistakes happen. So don't mind me. Mistakes happen. So now let's continue. So I told you that now sine 30 it is half. Cos 20 it was given, it is p. Minus what? Cos 30 now. What is cos 30? Root 3 over 2. Then sine 20. Now for you to get sine 20, you're gonna do what? Use the very same triangle, but it is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. So it is the same as times root 1 minus p squared. Ne? So now I have what? 1 over 2 p minus what? Square root of 3 over 2 times 1 minus p squared. So now since I know that I have a common denominator which is 2, I can put everything over. I can put everything over 2 now, because I have a common denominator, 1 over 2 root 3 over 2. And then I'm going to put what? I'm going to say p, because 1 times 1 times p is the same as 1. Then minus what? Root 3 times what? 1 minus p squared. Then let's simplify now. It's going to be what? P minus square root. Yeah? It's going to be 3 minus 3p squared. And then over 2. Then I don't think it's going to be simplified from this one. So I think this is where we end, guys. Sorry for that mistake. It happens. So let's continue. Now let's go. Determine without using a calculator. Cos a plus 55 times cos a plus 10 plus sine a plus 55 times sine a plus 10. So this is the same as the one for what you call the compound angle. So I have what? 5.3 cos a plus 55 times cos a plus 10 times sine a plus 55 times sine a plus 10. So now I have cos plus sine. So what does it mean? It means the leading trig ratio lapha, it is what? It is cos. So it means I have what? Cos, ne? Then inside my brackets I will have what? A plus 55 minus what? A plus 10. This is what I have. So it will be what? Cos. A minus A, it is 0. 55 minus 10, it is what? 45. So 45. Then what is cos 45? 1 over root 2. Just have to simplify it, then you get your 3 marks, right? So now, let's go to 5.4. They are saying consider of what? 2 cos 2x plus sin 2x minus cos squared x over sin x minus 2 cos x is equals to negative sin x. Then they are saying prove. Okay, so we have cos 2x plus sin squared 2x minus cos squared x over sin x minus cos minus 2 cos x. Ne? So now, let's relax. Don't panic. We got this. The first thing that you have to do, what? Check what we have. Marlana can see that I have my what? My identity, which is cos 2x. But remember, this one comes in 3 forms. Cos squared x minus sin squared x, 1 minus sin squared, 1 minus 2 sin squared x. And then now you have to check. So Lana, I have what? Cos, I have sin, I have cos. So which means what I'll take which one? This one, cos squared x minus sin squared x plus what? Now, whoa guys, it is not sin squared x, it is sin 2x plus what? So sin 2x, it is what? 2 sin x cos x minus what? Let me write it as it is, cos squared x, so that I don't complicate myself. I don't want to change it. Over what? Sin x minus 2 cos x. So lapa, I know what I can see is that cos squared x minus cos squared x is out, ne? So I have what? Minus sin squared x plus 2 sin x plus sin x cos x over sin x minus 2 cos x. Now let's check. I have minus sin squared x plus 2 sin x cos x over sin x minus sin x minus 2 cos x. So let's try to be smart. As you can see in the denominator, I have what? Sin x minus 2 cos x. Now let me factor out minus sin x in the numerator because it is common. Sin, it is common, so it's gonna be what? Minus sin x. I'm gonna be left with what? Sin x. Remember, this is the same as minus sin squared x over minus sin x. This negative will cancel with that negative, and then this sin squared x, I'm gonna be left with what? 1 sin x. That's why I wrote 1 sin x there. And then minus what? 2 cos x. See, just trying to be smart. Over what? Sin x minus 2 cos x. Now I can see that sin x minus 2 cos x in that one is out, so it's equals to minus sin x. The answer is out. I just saw that in my denominator I have what? Sin x minus 2 cos x. So I just had to factor out negative sin x so that I can be left with it. So since it was there in the proof, right? Let's go to the next question. So now they're saying they determine the value of cos 2x plus sin 2x minus cos squared x over 9 minus 3 sin squared x plus 6 sin x cos x. As you can see, this denominator and that denominator, they are the same. Ne? So now to simplify it, it is gonna be like this. Check it. Ne? It's gonna be what? Write this 5 point. Now let's write it. Let's not change this thing in the numerator. So it's gonna be cos 2x plus sin 2x minus cos squared x over what? Minus 3 sin squared x plus 6 sin x cos x. Right? So now let's check the denominator now. I want to tell you something. In the denominator, I can factor out what? Sin x. Okay. Now, since I have sin x as the common one, at the same time, minus 3, it is common. So I can factor out what? Minus 3 sin x. So it will be minus 3 sine x, open bracket. What am I left with? Sine x minus 2 cos x. You see? Because it is squared, so I'm going to be left with 1 sine x. Now, let's factor out this negative 3 sine x. It will be something like 1 over minus 3 sine x. So it will be what? Cos 2x plus sine 2x minus cos squared x over what? Sine x minus 2 cos x. Now remember, as you can see, let's compare. They said cos 2x plus sine 2x minus cos squared x over sine x minus 2 cos x, it is equals to negative sine x, which is the very same thing here, sine x minus 2 cos x. So which means, what am I going to do? I'm simply going to write minus sine x, represent sine x is basically representing this whole thing. So it's going to be 1 minus 1 over minus 3 sine x times negative sine x. This one will cancel with that one. Then my answer is what? 1 over 3. This is your answer. You see, that's how you do it. You just have to be careful there. If you see your numerator being the same with the previous numerator in the previous question, don't remove this one. They know why they did that. So you just have to be careful and just check the trick there. Now let's go to the next question. So what are they saying now? They are basically saying that given that 3 tan 4x is equal to minus 2 cos 4x, without using a calculator, show that sine 4x is equal to minus 0.5, which is the same as what? Minus half is the only solution. So they are saying that so that sine 4x is equal to minus half. So don't worry guys, we got this. So what do you have there? You have 3. I have what? 3 tan x is equal to minus 2 cos 4x, right? And then remember tan, it is what? It is 4x. Tan, it is the same as what? Sine over cos, right? So I'll have what? 3 sine 4x over cos x. Cos 4x is equal to minus 2 cos 4x. So what will I do there? I'll just cross multiply. So I'll have what? 3 sine 4x is equal to this one times that one. So it will be the same as what? Minus 2 cos squared 4x. So now, since I have that, let me change this cos squared 4x to what? To sine. Since this side there is what? Sine. So minus 2, 1 minus sine squared 4x. 3 sine 4x. So minus 2 plus 2 sine squared 4x. 3 sine 4x. So now, since it is like that, let me put it as a quadratic, since I can see that I can form a quadratic there. So it will be what? 3 sine, it is 2. Yep. 2 sine squared 4x, ne? Minus 3 sine 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm simply following that order, ax squared plus bx plus c. You see? Now, I'm gonna factorize. You can use a quadratic and chi-square and let sine x is equal to 0, but I'm gonna take a short way. So I have 2 sine 4x sine x. So I have what? 2 there, and I have what? Negative 3. So my answer is plus 1 and what? Minus 2. Now my sine 4x is equal to minus 1 over 2. Because I have what? 2 sine x. So when I divide both sides by 2, it's going to be what? Minus 1 over 2. I just simplified my maths. And then this one is this what? Or sine x is equals to 2. But this one is invalid. It cannot be equals to 2. Remember your sign, the rules of sign there. It cannot be equals to 2. That's invalid. So it will be what? Let's continue. Why did I put my 4x la? I'm just a person who's misleading people. I make silly mistakes. So my what? My sine x is equals to minus half. See? And then the next question, it is saying, hence, determine the general solution of x in the equation. The general solution. Already you know that only this is gonna be yours. You know that only sine x is equals to minus half is the only one that is valid, dang it. So sine 4x, it is the only one that is what valid there. So it simply means what you're just gonna do it, solve for your x's there. So now this is yours. Find the general solution, and then you can just put in the comments there. Just put in the comments. I have to fix silly mistakes that I made. So they said 3 tan 4x is equals to minus 2 cos 4x. Now I'm gonna put what tan in its simplest form. So it's gonna be 3 sine 4x over cos 4x is equals to minus 2 cos 4x. So I'm gonna cross multiply. It is gonna be what? 3 sine 4x is equals to minus 2 cos squared 4x. And then it's gonna be what? 3 sine 4x is equals to minus 2, but change this cos squared 4x to the power to what? To 1 minus sine squared 4x. And then I'm gonna expand here. It's gonna be what? Minus 2 plus 2 sine squared 4x. Then I'm gonna put it in the form of what? Quadratic, right? And then I'm gonna solve for my x. But Lana, I can see that my x cannot be equals to that one. So Lana, I can see that it has to be sine 4x is equals to minus half, and then sine 4x is not equals to 2. It's not equal. I made a mistake by omitting 4. So now you can find your general solution. I hope you understand and enjoy it. Thank you.